Welcome to Tuesday's edition of the vlog. If you're a first-time viewer, new subscriber, new to the channel, well, today I talk about cancer. It's all about cancer. And if you're returning, well, you know that I talk about cancer on Tuesdays, and it's a new thing. And there's a few things that I got to do today, so I'm going to take you all with me. Shout out to my younger brother who is currently traveling around the country. There's a link below for what he's doing. But for him not knowing that I'm borrowing his car, so thanks Jordan, appreciate that. But yeah, in 2014 of June, I was first diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, did it suck to find out that I had cancer? Oh, most definitely. But I don't even think that was the worst news of finding out that I had cancer, about any of that. It wasn't that I was gonna lose my hair. I mean, come on now, I love my hair, I love my beard, you know. That was a little terrifying, but I was kind of excited to see what was going to happen next. I think the worst part of being diagnosed, especially the first time, was that I was gonna have to move back home with my parents. So I didn't do it. I decided to get treatment at a different location than where I was diagnosed, and we went from there. You know, I had 6 months of chemo once every other week, and I didn't really have any side effects from it. Nothing really happened. I mean, I did get tired here and there. I did lose taste, but I wasn't throwing up. I wasn't, you know, 100% exhausted. I mean, I would be exhausted for a day or two, but it wasn't that bad. And then I finished up, and then I moved to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and worked at the University of Alabama for a year. Towards the end of my time at Alabama, that's when... Jordan, come on. Towards the end of my time at Alabama, that's when, you know, I had to get checkup scans and all this stuff done, and I started to notice that a lymph node was swelling up underneath my armpit, and went and got that checked out, you know, with my normal scan, and they said, hey, your cancer has returned. Huge bummer. You know, when you're first diagnosed with a cancer, or, I mean, maybe any life-threatening diagnosis, there's a lot of unknowns, especially in the beginning. You know, you can go various different places, various different things can happen. It's all, there's so many different variables in what can happen and what will happen. And one of the things, after being told in Tuscaloosa that I had cancer again, was that the possibility of me moving to Houston or Dallas or somewhere in Texas. And so that was something that was weighing on my mind. But I decided, you know what, it's probably best if I just move back home and I live with my parents. I know I didn't want to do that the first time. I didn't want to do it this time, but that's what I did. And so yeah, that basically brings us to today, or current time. So a week ago, I had my 4th round of this chemo that I have to get once every 3 weeks for 12 months. And I think the 12 months started in July, August, somewhere in there. So I mean, we are cooking. I mean, it's middle of October. We only have that many more months, 10 more months, 9 more months, somewhere in there to go. So that's exciting. We are moving through it, and it's gonna be great. And you know, the chemo kind of knocks me out for like, I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 days, but it's not until like 1 or 2 days after the chemo. So I get the chemo on the Monday, and then it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm kind of just like, Tyler just needs to sleep. Tyler's gonna be really tired, no motivation at all, which is a bummer because there's a lot of things that I want to get done. Speaking of which, I can't stay here. I have to go. I got other things that I need to do. Before I was diagnosed with anything, I was working at Georgia Tech, and that's relevant for a few reasons. It's relevant because, Jordan, man, come on. It's relevant because my job before I got diagnosed the second time was I worked with fraternity men across the country, and specifically for one group, Beta Theta Pi, and I worked with them for 4 years. My second year, this is 2013 to 2014, I moved to Atlanta and I worked at Georgia Tech. Now, moving here, I was told that it wasn't going to be an easy project, that they didn't like the larger organization, I got told later on by a few of the guys that they had planned on calling me a completely different name than what my real name is. You know, Tyler, it's spelled a little different. My name anyways, you know, Tylere, and they were planning on, you know, calling me different names, but that's cool. But apparently I made an impact on them, and they didn't call me that, and they were a really fun group to work with. Now, Atlanta and Georgia Tech, for various reasons, holds a very special place in my heart. Now, a couple weeks ago, I got contacted by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society chapter of Atlanta saying that, hey, the Georgia Tech chapter of Beta Theta Pi is raising money for leukemia and lymphoma in honor of this woman named Katie. And upon research, we found you, Tyler, and the guys would also like to raise money in your name as well. Wow. I would have not expected this. You know, 3 years ago, I did not think this was going to happen. You know, I mean, obviously I didn't think I was going to get diagnosed with cancer, but 3 years ago, Jordan, come on, man. You know, and 3 years ago, I did not think that, you know, them going from wanting to call me a completely different name to now that the chapter is, you know, willing to, you know, fundraise and take their philanthropy hours and use it towards something in my name. Crazy. I didn't go to Georgia Tech. I wasn't really a part of the chapter. I mean, I helped shape the new group that is there, but I have nothing to do with this old group, and they are almost 100 years old. That says a lot, and I just want to thank the men of the Gamma Eta chapter of Beta Theta Pi at Georgia Tech. I love you all. Thank you so much for everything you're doing, and thank you for saying, hey, you know, we want to do this in your honor, and you have made an impact on our chapter. That to me means a lot for all of the work, all of the stress, all of the sleepless nights I had working on your project. And I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to be there at Georgia Tech and to be in Atlanta. And I cannot thank you all enough. All right, so here's what I learned from the first time being diagnosed to the second time being diagnosed. The first time, I didn't share with a lot of people that I had cancer. You know, if you knew, you knew. But if you didn't, well, you had no idea. You'd just be like, wow, something is kind of different with Tyler. You know, he lost his hair, maybe just shaved his head because, but whatever. And what I've learned the second time is I have loved sharing my story with everybody. I've loved sharing the fact that, hey, I have cancer. The first time I was so afraid of being Tyler, the kid with cancer, you know, that being my thing. And now it really doesn't bother me. Sharing and being open with everything that is happening has allowed me to connect with so many different people. I had Beta Theta Pi at Central Michigan put on a fundraiser for me to help, you know, with the medical costs and everything else associated with cancer. The Georgia Tech chapter of Beta Theta Pi is raising money in my honor for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, which is incredible. There's a link in the description below on how you can do all of that. And, you know, I've had the opportunity to go to Central Michigan and share at Relay for Life, and it's been incredible. And I have absolutely loved all of the support that I've received, you know, near and far, and I just thank you all so much. Thanks for watching this week, and again, thank you for all the love and support. I really, really appreciate it. I would love to hear your feedback on this new style of vlogging that I'm doing, you know, with cancer talks on Tuesday and other things happening throughout the week. Just leave some comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe somewhere down there if you haven't. If you're watching this on Facebook, click that link and then go hit subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. There is a link in the description below that says Instagram. You click on that link and it takes you to my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram stories. There you can kind of see like a daily behind the scenes of what is happening and kind of keep up more up to date, I guess, on what is happening. So do that, and thank you all again for watching. Love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because, Jordan, man, come on.